Alright, so we're going to be learning about volumes of cylinders for chapter 8.1. So the equation to find volume is to find the base multiplied by the height. But because volume is in 3 dimensions, we need to make sure that we're multiplying 2 things, or we need to make sure we're multiplying 3 things. So right now we're only multiplying 2. So when we're looking for the height, that's only one portion. So here's what a cylinder looks like. It's not drawn perfectly. The height would be this section right here, but the base is a circle. So to find the area of a circle, that's going to give us our base. And that would be pi times the radius squared. And the radius of a circle is from the center to the outside of the circle. So the diameter would be the full amount and the radius would be from the center to the outside. So we're going to be looking at whatever this value is right here. That's going to be our radius, and we're going to multiply it by itself. So I'm going to show you an example of what this looks like. So it's telling us that our radius, this part right here, is 4 feet. So from the center of the circle to the outside, it's going to be 4 feet. And the height of our cylinder is 15 feet. And from this, we want to know how much is the volume, how much is going to fill up in there. Another way to look at it is if you put water in there, how much water are we going to be putting in there? So the volume, setting this up into an equation, would be our base, which we've decided on here. Our base is pi times the radius squared, and our radius is defined by this right up here. So we're going to do 4 squared, and then this is going to be multiplied by the height, which is 15. So a lot of the times you want to look at pi, and I know a lot of people like to write in 3.14, but we're just going to keep that for now. And 4 squared is the same as 4 multiplied by 4, which is 16. And now we need to go and do 16 times 15. I'm going to edit this part out. Which is, volume is, I'm going to actually write 240 pi first. So this is an acceptable way to write your answer. When you're doing stuff online, it might want you to actually multiply those together and round that. So the answer for this would be approximately 754 feet cubed. And the reason why it's approximately that is because what we studied in chapter 7, where pi is an irrational number, so when you actually multiply a number by it, you have to round at some point. So it's approximately 754. So either one of these are acceptable answers. So next we're going to be learning how to find the height when we're given the volume. So right now, we can figure out from what we have here what our radius is, and they've told us that the volume is 176 centimeters cubed. So we need to take what we have from our equation. So I'm going to actually write down the equation as a whole. It's going to be the volume V equals pi multiplied by the radius squared multiplied by height. So volume equals pi r squared times height. So we're just going to plug in everything that we know. First of all, your first thought on this when we're looking up here is we're given a value up here, but it's not necessarily our radius. we're actually given what is called the diameter. So the diameter is from one side of the circle to the other, but we only need to know what half of that is. So we're gonna take this 8 and we're gonna divide it by 2, cut it in half. So our radius is actually 4 centimeters. Don't know what our height is, and we're given our volume 176 centimeters cubed. And the reason why it's cubed is because we're multiplying 3 things together to get it. The radius multiplied by itself, multiplied by the height. That will give us our centimeters cubed. So plugging this into our equation, our volume right here, V, is 176 equals pi multiplied by our radius, which is 4 squared, and multiplied by the height. So now we have to multiply everything out. We have our 4 times 4, which our 4 squared is 16. So we have 16 pi times the height equals 176. Now we're going to divide both sides by that 16 pi. Or you could do 16 times pi and then divide by that value. And however you choose to put this into either a calculator or online, you could get an answer that has a pi in it. So if you took 176 divided by 16, then you're going to get 11. We still have our pi in the denominator, so this would be a fraction. Or you could just take 176 divided by 16 pi, and that would give you approximately 3.5 centimeters. So our height is approximately 3.5 centimeters.